following is a CTV 30 sports presentation. Hello, everybody, again. This time we're in Boothbay, beautiful Boothbay region, Maine, at Boothbay High School for the Class C matchup between a Boothbay Seahawks homecoming day here at Boothbay versus our loving Old Orchard Beach Seagulls. My name's Andy Poirier, and along with Mark Pickard, our videographer, and Roger Painter waiting anxiously. I was going to say in the wings, but today it's on the bus. You never know where we're going to be from week to week. We have something called Coach's Corner here. We have Kurt Creechin, our guest, and first of all, what we like to do is cover last week and then work our way ahead. A little bit, Kurt, about last week, Livermore Falls, a little bit undermanned again last week, as has been the case all season long. But again, you were able to pull off another victory.
Well, the kids that were there picked up the slack, which is what we needed to do. Come together as a team, pick up the holes in the ball on us, and we gained some yardage on the ground. But fortunately, our offense is a little bit too much for them. Dave had another big play. Refused to break, as we've seen so far in the previous games. So, it was a good outing, and like I said, I think Livermore Falls is a tough team. It's going to be tough down the road, so it was good to knock them off.
Kind of what would look to be an easy part of the schedule, but again, as Dean just pointed out to me, might be a dangerous part of the schedule too, because you don't want to get caught looking ahead. The schedule a little bit. I know you play Lisbon and Madison at the end, but these are the kind of games you don't want to get caught looking over your shoulder.
Right. Well, Boothbay, is a competitive football team, and they knocked us off last year. It's their homecoming, I believe, today. They're going to be fired up again. We're not underestimating them by any means. And after today, we have Winthrop's, and it looks right now that Winthrop's might be, if everything goes according to plan, the fourth playoff spot. If we are fortunate to make it, I think we're in a pretty good position right now. Then we have our remaining 3 games, possibly playoff teams, and then we're going to see them the week after that. So, we're getting to the meat of our schedule right now, and we need to sustain our intensity and pick it up a little bit.
Some of the kids maybe from Boothbay they have a quarterback, Billy Norton, who likes to throw the football. A couple kids are familiar names in the past. I think they keep recycling the Kaler kids here because we hear that name year in and year out. It seems like we've been doing games for 10, 12 years. There's a Kaler kid on the roster every year, and Corey Pottle and Averill. Maybe talk about what we can look forward to.
Yeah, well, Boothbay, as you said, is a strong passing team. They have a 6'3" quarterback who was an all-league selection last year named Norton. Likes to air it out. He'll be looking for a kid, number 30, named Corey Pottle, one of the premier ends in the league. Another boy named Garrett, who's also catching the ball well. So, when you're just getting beat up for your pass defense, they can hit you with a couple good running plays. So, pretty good balance. But our strength of our defense is our team speed and our pass defense. Besides that, we put a lot of pressure on the quarterback from Jim Bickford and our defensive tackles. And, so if they're going to air it out, I think that's playing right into our hands today.
Now, as far as you go, you've got to have a smile on your face. This is actually the first week that this guy here has a full roster to deal with. It's got to make things a little bit more easier and comforting for you.
Well, what it does is, besides the obvious fact that you get some kids back, you get some depth. And, what's been happening in the last few weeks is that if a kid has to come out for a couple of plays, it gets dinged up a little bit, we have to rearrange 3 or 4 positions on offense and defense just to substitute because we don't have those numbers. But right now, we could substitute freely today. We can run in some plays with some kids, and Coach Plant's defensive tackles have a lot of depth today. So, it's a good situation depth-wise, and we're excited to be at full strength for the first time.
Well, as usual, we're going to wish you luck again. Hopefully we get another W, keep the train rolling right along, and that's going to do it. So it's the 3-1 Seagulls visiting the 1-3 Seahawks. Opening kickoff up on top of the bus. Dr. Roger.
guarantees the freshness, quality, and homemade goodness of all of their food. Any time is a great time to enjoy a delicious specialty, one of an almost unlimited variety of overstuffed subs. You call ahead and your order will be ready when you arrive. And be sure to pick up your favorite beverages, snacks, and megabuck tickets. For homemade freshness and quality, nothing beats the fresh taste of seafood. Guaranteed.
Nothing's easier.
It's the look you've been looking for.
Nothing's easier.
It's the best pay in the business.
Nothing's
Back here on top of the bus, I was going to say in the booth, but I would be lying. Back here on top of the bus, we're watching the seagulls.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
The seagulls are coming out here on the field, introducing the linemen and so forth. So you had a good chat with Kurt again, one more time, talking about last week and this week and all the things folks should be aware of and looking for. The seagulls come in what? And Boothbay, I think a bit of a disappointment, wouldn't you think?
1-3. I
Yeah.
think you were expected to go 4-4 this year, so they're not exactly.
They're not
busting up
quite
the
there
league
yet.
in mine.
But at any rate, last year, if those of you will recall, it was kind of a blowout when Boothbay visited the beach and took the Seagulls to camp. And I think there's a little bit of a revenge factor happening here this afternoon. I don't know if Kirk got into that with you at all, but I think the kids feel it and want to get even a little bit on this
Yep.
Saturday.
He mentioned the fact that they had lost to these guys last year, and this was their homecoming, and they would like nothing better than to come up here and spoil their homecoming day.
Well, this get the opportunity to do it. We've got a pretty nice day actually for mid-October. Warm, sunny afternoon, relatively warm, sunny afternoon. You look at the field. We walked across it earlier. The whole area
We made
is
it.
pretty muddy, yeah, and the field is not in the very best of shape, so we will warn you of that ahead of time. I think everybody agrees that the field could be a little better. But outside of that, we're here. When Mark pans over to the other side, you'll see what there is of this homecoming crowd here at Boothbay. Then there was no way that we were able to get a camera position on that side. We knew that coming in. So once again, the beach school bus drivers
Right.
come to our rescue and
Yep.
drive a bus over here on the opposite side. We're on the Seagull side of the field, actually.
And 2 years from now, Raj, when we
Yep.
come back up, we need to bring a bus and we need to bring a chainsaw because we need about two or three trees cut down so
Yep.
we can actually see the end zones
We'll
from
get
our
a couple
angle.
of, and there'll be a couple of low-hanging branches here that probably will get in the way of Mark's
Right.
camera angles.
So
and
we're gonna have
forth.
to do the best with what we have right now.
Exactly. The other thing that we cannot see from this side of the field is the scoreboard. So we're going to be told pretty much from folks on the sidelines down below us what the time is in this game as we go along.
Right.
Outside of that, everything is pretty normal, right?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking instead of the scoreboard, if Mark wants to pan that way, we can give the crowd a foliage view.
That's
We have a
true.
tremendous tree,
There,
nice bright
there,
orange,
right
and if
there,
you,
that
you haven't had a
beautiful
chance to get out to go sightseeing, you can sit down and watch the game and have a tour at the same time.
This is it. It's great. And we do guarantee that just beyond that tree
There is a
the
scoreboard. Yep.
Right.
But from what I gather by the crowd, it was actually going up rather than down the time, so maybe it's good that we don't see it.
Anyway.
Raji, Boothbay Seahawks mentioned a couple names that we're going to be looking for. They're quarterbacked by a pretty good one, 6'3" Joey Norton. He likes to throw the football a lot. He'll be throwing to Corey Pottle, number 30, possibly Todd Averill, number 3, and who also gets some running time in. And Josh Garrett, number 2, is also a fine running back. And those are the main 4 people I think we're going to be seeing this afternoon. They've got good skilled people.
Yep.
Their only win was against Jay. It was a 6-0 win.
Mhm.
And I think they got bombed by Lisbon. They got shut out 31-0 during the season. And a couple other games of note that they lost. They lost to Freiburg, I think opening week 8-0. So their only win was against Jay. Kurt said, though, this is kind of another one of those dangerous 1-3 teams where they've got enough skilled people. They like to throw the football. We know what can happen when a team likes to throw the football. You just never know. It could be a wide open game. They have nothing to lose,
That's right. And other advantages that they have, that they are familiar with this field. It is their homecoming. They have that going for them. They also remember last year's big win, and so that's kind of a momentum builder maybe coming into this week. So sure, if you're a Boothbay player, you've got some things going for you. But if you look at this game strictly on paper, it would appear to be a good week for the Seagulls to pick up a win, and we will see if that does happen. The other thing I think you mentioned also, you you also mentioned with Kurt that I think he's got the full team for the first time probably this year, right?
Yes, he does. That's going to give him a lot of different options, you know. Actually, some good options. Be able to set some kind of a defense the way he wants it. We won't have to substitute as much, you know. Everybody will be in where they know they're going,
Exactly.
and it's going to make things just a little easier, I think, on the coaching. And Raj, while we're getting into it a little bit too, well, congratulations, I heard, are in order to Tracy and Dean Plant. Tracy gave birth to an 8-pound, 21-inch baby girl.
Oh, that's terrific.
Made by the name of Haley Teresa. So,
There you go.
future basketball star maybe at Old Orchard Beach, as Dean is the coach of the girls team, and
Yeah.
he said she's already got some pretty good size there, 21 inches.
That's
And
right.
I think by next year, before she starts walking, she may be bouncing a basketball.
That's right. Oh, that's terrific. That's good news. Well, the captains are out in the middle of the field. Of course, the beach comes in with the full complement today, and all four of the captains are out there. We're looking at Todd Polk and Ralph Dubois, David Gerard, and Bill Adams.
The Beach won the toss, Raj, and they'll choose to kick the ball off from right to left. So the Beach in their white uniforms with the silver pants and the blue trim, and the home team Boothbay Seahawks with their navy blue shirts and the gold pants, and we're getting ready for the opening kickoff. It's the Seahawks and the Seagulls.
Mm-hmm. Lots of feathers. We get into a fight, there'll be feathers all over the
That's
field.
right. A lot of kids on this Boothbay squad. If you look at the roster,
Mhm.
they've got a pretty good numbers thing going there. Definitely got a lot of people coming up.
Yeah, and they've got enough seniors to make it effective too. I count 12 seniors on the starting lineup, and another 10 seniors on the starting lineup. Maybe another let's see, 3, 5, 7, another 11 juniors. So the juniors and seniors will pretty much dominate this lineup. So they're for high school
Right.
teams anyway.
Decent-sized roster.
Yeah, they're decent, and they're a veteran team in many ways. We cannot give you weights for the Boothbay team because they're just not listed on this program. They list the Beach kids as far as weights is concerned, but not Boothbay. So, but they do appear to have a pretty good-sized front line here on this receiving team. Okay, we're just about ready to go. Doing the kicking for the Seagulls is number 85.
Jerry Hubbard.
Jerry Hubbard, and it's away.
That's anybody's ball.
Picked up and
Oh,
hit.
man.
Oh man, what an opening hit. And who got that one? Was that Jerry Bickford? Yep,
Yeah,
it was
Jim
indeed.
Bickford. Big hit. And sometimes that'll spur the defense on.
And how?
Trying to kick it away from a couple speedsters. There was Garrett and Averill, two of the running backs, number 2 and 3, were back there. And I don't think Jerry got into it as much as he'd like, but actually that turns out pretty good for the Beach. We're going to have to pick up the yard markers too, Raj, as we're going along.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. We're down around the 40, let's make it the 32-yard line, and
Already a mix-up, Raj, in the offense, as Boothbay is already forced to use a timeout opening play of the football game. That's when you know things are going bad. It hasn't even started yet.
that's right.
I don't have the roster. I know mine
No.
blew right off the bus, but is Tim Rice still the coach here?
Well, let me check. Yes, the head coach is Tim Rice.
And he did some tutorage, you might want to say, at Old Orchard
That's
Beach,
right.
I believe a year or so.
Yep, he
the
was
football
at the beach
program.
sometime back.
So we had Tim on, I think, 1 year. I think we might have had him on. One of the games, one of the first times we came up here, I think we did talk to him about that. Nice young man, if I remember right.
Yes, indeed. So we've got a timeout before the first snap. The ball sits at the 32-yard line of Boothbay, and we're just about ready to go. Our camera position puts us just about on the 50-yard line, so in that sense we're in good shape. But that's about the only thing we got going for us this afternoon. We're going to throw on first down. No, we're not. The ball is batted away.
No, we're gonna call
It'll
it
be ruled an
incomplete.
incomplete pass. Big pressure by the Beach on quarterback Joe Norton. Never got it away. Could have been ruled a fumble, but I guess the ref decided that his hand or his arm was moving forward. So it's an incomplete pass, and we're going to get a 2nd and 10.
Interesting matchup right away, Raj, out here will be Garrett, number 2, on Dave Gerard. And I think that's who Norton was going for.
He was indeed, and Garrett does split wide down here at the bottom of your screen once again. And he has number 33, Ryan Casey, at the top. He goes over the middle, completes the pass, but the receiver is hit immediately and dropped. We'll get a gain on the play of about 7 or 8 yards, make it 7. We'll call it 3rd and 3 as they set the ball down about the 39-yard line. So we have a completed pass on a 2nd down pass attempt.
I'm expecting Norton to throw at least 20, 25 times, Raj, today. I think he's going to air the ball out a lot. I think he knows he's not going to be able to run against the Orchard team. They've had trouble running the ball against some pretty good football teams. There's going to be no exception today.
Well, they work out of a straight eye, throw the ball over the middle again, incomplete. Now we've got a 4th down. That pass intended for number 30 as
Corey
I look down
Pottle.
the roster. Can't find, there he is,
Corey
Corey
Pottle,
Pottle.
yeah. That's one of his favorite receivers, by the way. That was in and out of the hands. Would have been a first down.
On 4th down, they're going to punt. Steve Lorraine, number 15, is the punter. The Beach drops back Gerard and Polk. Punt is away. Nice spiral. Gerard has it, drops it, picks it up, and starts to come back upfield. Moves well, goes to the sideline, evades another boy, looks for some blocks, gets it, cuts up the middle, and almost breaks it out. Almost gone. But, man, the kid's
Boy,
amazing.
he
All the
is.
way down to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, the way he was looking through seams there, trying to, I think one of his own players, he might have been trying to go around Jim Bickford. And Jim was just down there doing some blocking for him.
The return is good for about 37 yards, 38 yards. And we've got it all the way down to the Boothbay 31, and a terrific field position for the Seagulls as Dave Gerard sets them up one more time. Don Dubois is the quarterback. The handoff, fakes it, is going to throw. Will throw over the middle, and is it complete?
Incomplete.
Intended for Jerry Hubbard down around the 10-yard line, but a little low. Jerry could not come up with it. And there's a little bit of a twist on this, what we expect to be a running offense for the Beach. Coming out on first down, they throw the ball.
Well, actually, Boothbay may have been just as surprised as we were.
Yep.
Having seen them from week to week, they decide to throw the ball right away. Good blocking, and he had time to throw the ball. But if you haven't seen Dave Gerard run over the past telecast, don't get up and go get a drink of water.
Pitch out. Gerard goes wide, still on his feet, cuts back. Nice tackle, but Dave will pick up a few on the play, maybe about 5 or 6, as he gets down closer to the 26 or
About a
7-yard
4-yard
line.
pickup.
I will call it
Yeah,
about
30.
5-yard gain,
Yeah.
maybe, Andy.
3rd and about a long 5.
Okay.
Don Dubois, the junior quarterback for the Beach, gets the call from Coach Kurt Creechin to bring up, like we just said, a 3rd and 5. I want to apologize again. We can't read the scoreboard from here, so we can't let you know how much time there is left.
3rd down. Inside handoff, and we're going to get decent yardage. I think we're going to be short of the first down, however. The ball carrier is
Ralph
Ralph
Dubois,
Dubois.
Gain of about 3.
Okay, so we've got a fourth down now, and let's call it 2
Yeah,
maybe.
and we're in 4-down territory, so you kind of know they be shooting for it here.
That offensive backfield again, Don Dubois is the quarterback. The fullback is his brother Ralph, number 33. The running backs, 2 halfbacks behind him, Gerard and Polk. And that's the way we set up out of the wishbone. And it's going to be Polk who will get the first down as he dives over the 20-yard line. Nice first down run for Todd Polk, and we're down to about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, Todd
First and
Polk.
10.
Todd Polk, Raj, on the left side that time. We noticed last week there was extremely good blocking from the line, also, and look for that to carry over this week.
Center is Scott Dowling, number 54. We'll catch you up on the other starters in a moment. Polk tries to go outside, but nothing there as he is dropped for a loss back to the 25, 26. And that hurts. Loss of about, maybe 8 yards on that play, and we're looking at a second down now and about 18.
Yeah, good read that time by the Boothbay linebackers, and they do have a decent linebacking core. And that time they just broke through the plane and made the stop for about, like you just said, about an 8-yard loss.
Will Don throw? No, that's a handoff inside. I missed. Ralph Dubois with the ball. He'll go back down to about the 20-yard line. So we're looking now at a third down and about 12. And we may be looking at a passing down here.
And if I don't really, I'm looking around for a flag, but the breeze seems to be blowing into Old Orchard Beach face right now. They seem to be going against the wind. It's
Right.
a slight breeze.
Keith Parker is split wide at the top of the screen. Don Dubois tries to come back. That's a set play, and Boothbay is waiting for him. And he is dropped for no gain.
Great
and
play
it'll
if
be
it
a
works.
fourth down.
Yeah, great play if it works. The flow seems to be going through the right, and Don just kind of tucks it under and goes reverse field with it. But that time, Boothbay, good scouting job, and they snuffed it right there. It's going to be a 4th and 12.
Fourth down, 12 yards to go. We're at the 21, maybe the 22-yard line of Boothbay. Beach on its first possession, first drive of the game. Don throws back, will throw for the end zone, looking for Jerry Hubbard, overthrown. Well, that ends the first offensive series, as we said, for the Seagulls, and Boothbay will be going back on offense, picking it up at about their own 21, 22-yard line.
Well, Kurt mentioned Raj in the pregame show that Boothbay does have some good skill players, and their defense will keep them in the game at times. But that's opening drive.
Yes, indeed.
We have plenty of time to go. We want to also thank the Old Orchard Beach bus driver here. I know
Yeah,
this
you
was kind
said
of a
it.
last-minute thing on shifting around where we were going to be headed, and wasn't exactly the easiest thing to get the bus in here, I would assume.
No, it wasn't. We're on a little construction-type road in the back of this field. It's a dirt road, and she had to maneuver down here, backed it into this position, and all in the day's work as far as they're concerned, and we really do appreciate it. We have a completed pass on a first down here. Pass completed to Steve Lorraine, number 15. It'll be short of the first down by about a yard, so we're looking at a 2nd and 1. And boy, you were right, Andy. They sure love to throw the football.
Well, Norton's a good one, and I think he was like an all-conference player or something last year as a junior. And
Yep.
they're going to use, I think his best ability, which is throwing the football. He loves throwing the football, and I think that's what you're going to see at least 20, 25 times this afternoon. One of the losses they had this year, I believe it might have been the Lisbon game where they got crushed.
Right.
He still completed a good amount of passes in that game. He just couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
Well, let's see if they go on the ground to pick up this first down with a yard. No, they're still going to throw. He goes the other side.
Intercepted.
And it's intercepted right into the hands of Todd Polk at the 35-yard line, make it the 36.
Yeah, pass intended for Corey Pottle-Raj,
Yep.
who had slipped a little bit, but the pass was also behind him. And exactly what Todd Polk should have been covering Pottle is exactly where the ball was thrown.
You got
So
it.
good coverage and good catch. And
Well, another big break early here for the Seagulls. They were not able to capitalize the first time around, but they've got another shot at it here, starting in terrific field position once again on the Boothbay 36. Donald pitches out to Gerard, who cuts back inside, and that's all he's going to get. Dave gets maybe a yard, maybe 2. make it a yard, and we're looking at a 2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9 for the Boothbay Seahawks. As Gerard and company trying to get things going here in their second offensive series. They were stopped around the 20-yard line or so of Boothbay the first time around. We're somewhere, it must be midway through the first quarter at least.
Yep, I would guess. Donald hangs on to it on the option, but will only pick up another yard as the Boothbay defense adjusts very, very nicely here this afternoon. And they stop DuBois for a short gain, and we're looking at a 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, Beach is having trouble breaking the plane there, the line of scrimmage. Everybody's coming up and stopping whoever's running the ball right there at the line, it seems like. So some good gang tackling going on by Booth. They seem to be a little fired up right now. And the longer this goes, where they stop a lot, you just give them confidence as they go on.
Absolutely. Jerry Hubbard splits wide down at the bottom of your screen. Don goes back, looks for Hubbard, finds him. Nice move as Hubbard tries to break away. We'll pick up a few yards. We'll be short of the first down, however, by a couple. And we'll give them, let's say, maybe 5 or 6. Look for a 4th down and about 3.
I thought Jerry Hubbard really came into his own last year, Raj.
Yes.
Last week, not last
week,
year.
exactly.
Last year wasn't here. We had about 5 minutes, we're told, left.
That's right. Our clock watchers down on the field have just
We have
yelled
spotters
up
all
at
over
us.
the place.
Have yelled up at us that there's 5 minutes left in the first quarter. On the 4th down play, and what do we got?
I think
Motion.
the Beach moved. The left side of the line, Raj,
Yep.
reacted to the defense charging. And there's the 5 yards you just gained. It's going to bring up a 4th. Instead of 4th and 2, Raj, we're going right back up to 4th and 7, I believe.
Exactly. Well, another 4th down opportunity here for the Seagulls.
Yeah, where are we? The 34-yard line?
Yep, they're at the
Trying to
34.
figure out where we are.
Yep,
You're
exactly.
standing and I'm sitting, and I'm right in front of a tree right now.
4th down, Donald will throw, looks downfield, decides to go deep, does go deep, and just beyond the intended receiver, who was
Tucci?
Brian Tucci.
And that one just missed.
Just missed. Well, we're going to have a change here of possession. While we do that, let's take a short break. We'll be back with more first quarter action from Boothbay right after this. So Boothbay, as we take a look at the beach cheerleaders there, snuggled under the big tree. First down, Boothbay, and a lot of motion going on here. Flags fly, and I think we'll walk 5 off against the Seahawks.
Hawks and the Gulls.
Yep.
One team 3-1, the other one 1-3. But right now, what matters on the scoreboard is 0-0. We talk about Boothbay's defense when Old Orchard had the ball. Let's talk about the Beach's defense, Raj. This is a team that's hard to do everything against, and I think they've only allowed somewhere around 6 points a game.
Yeah, that's right.
So that
this
average
has
has
been
been
a very,
very
we talk
stingy
the
team.
offense. You're right. We talk Beach offense all the time, but this Beach defense is probably the story. Handoff, and we get a gain of about 5 on the play. About 5, so we'll make it maybe 6. Let's call it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and that was the first running play of the football game by
That's right.
Boothbay. They've come out throwing the first 5 times, 5 plays. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And the score, if you're just joining us from Boothbay region, is Boothbay Seahawks nothing and the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls nothing.
2nd and 9. They operate out of the I formation. Norton throws out of it, hits his man Pottle, who also gets clobbered by Don DuBois and Dave Gerard. Very short gain on the play of about a yard or so, and we're looking at a 3rd down and maybe 7.
You know, Raj, Norton has a good advantage, too, as a quarterback. He stands about 6'3", 6'4".
Right.
So he's able to look over the linemen and catch his receivers downfield. As long as he gets a blocking and he gets some speed out there, he can be a dangerous weapon in this game. And he got the wind, I think, at his back right now. It's not a real stiff wind, but it's a little breeze.
And now he's going to go high. Polk is down there. Good coverage. And that goes incomplete. The intended receiver, let me catch a number if I can. Well, I can't. Go ahead, Andy. Oh, Ryan Casey, number 33.
And I think you could tell, too, the way he threw the ball. That thing just floated out there.
Yep.
Right by everyone. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 7 or 8. And it's going to be a punt formation once again.
So the second time they punt here in the first quarter. And again, Gerard and Polk drop back for the Seagulls. Punt is almost blocked as Bickford got very close to that. Polk drops it, picks it up, starts to come back upfield, and is dropped at the 40-yard line. So the Seagulls go back on offense here in this seesaw back and forth defensive struggle first quarter-wise at least with the ball at their own 39-yard line.
And somewhere around 3 minutes left in the first quarter of play. And still no score. And good defensive matchup so far, Raj. And,
Sure is.
can't say I'm too surprised because, you know, Boothbay, we're predicted to do pretty well this year. And they have a lot of veterans on this team. And getting fired up for the Beach coming in, a first-place team at their homecoming, doesn't really surprise me too much.
Exactly right. Don Dubois looks to throw. His arm is hit as he gets it away, and he's dropped. The pass is incomplete. Don went down hard. Good rush by the Seahawk defense coming up hard. Up the middle was, let me catch a number here if I can, Jesse Drinkwater, number 20, in on that play with a couple of friends.
And, you know, I think Boothbay, too, is right now, I don't know if they're forcing it, but Orchard's thrown the ball already 5 times in this first quarter, and I don't know if they throw more than 9 or 10 times a game.
That's right. Now the pitch out to Gerard. Gerard on his feet, cuts, moves, still on his feet, now out of bounds. And a flag flies.
Yeah, flag. It's probably going to be on the defense, I would think, only because it was thrown in the line of where he got hit.
He had picked up about 4, I guess, yards when the flag flew.
Sure. Might be a late hit or foul against Pottle.
Yep, personal foul.
That's what it was.
So they're going to walk 15 off from that and move the ball over the 50-yard line very nicely down to the Seahawk 42.
It's about a, 5-yard pickup, too, for Gerard.
Yes.
And then you have the penalty. And, you know, the way the defense is going, I think Coach Rice has to be a little upset at that mistake by Boothbay because they had some momentum going on defense. And have something like this, a big 21-yard gain here. We'll see if this one comes back.
You're right. This is a game of field position so far, and you want to be able to have that advantage. The ball, in fact, has not crossed the 50-yard line in Boothbay's possessions. It's all been played over here on the Boothbay side of the 50. Ralph Dubois on the carry picks up a couple. So we're looking at second and 8 as the ball is placed right at the 40-yard line, the Seahawk 40-yard line.
It seems to be the type of defensive struggle already in the first quarter that I think Boothbay's so fired up with their defense right now. One big play would just about bust a hole in their balloon.
You're right. Handoff. Oh, Gerard, what a nice move. Still on his feet.
And
Look
that may
at
be
Dave
the play.
go. He is something else, my friend. Inside the 30, closer to the 25. It's a big first down for the Seagulls as they get down to about the 26-yard line.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's a nice run from scrimmage, and who else but Dave Gerard to spark the offense here.
Yep.
With the penalty and now another big gain, we'll see if Boothbay can hold on defensively. But Orchard Beach, I think, mounts one good drive, and
we're being told by our watchers, Andy, that we've got 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right, we're getting a 2-minute warning up here then.
Yeah. Handoff inside, nice play, but we've got a flag. Flag falls. That's coming back, I think. Ralph made a nice gain on the play. Would have been the first down, but I think we're going to come back.
Yeah, it might be a motion penalty. This is a snap, went off, the flags flew in the backfield.
Yep.
And that's what it is, Raj. So we're under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Beach driving here at Boothbay, and still no score, 0-0.
Ball is walked back up to, let's call it the 32-yard line, and it'll be a repeat first down, now first and 15. So the penalties go both ways, but still the Beach has another shot at it. This is the third time here in this opening quarter that they've been down in basically this part of the field. There's another opportunity, and now the ball carrier stopped after a short gain. That's Ralph Dubois. Had a chance to talk to Ralph last week after the game, didn't we?
Yes, we did. They
Very
seem to be-
nice young man.
Yes, he is. We've met Ralph before also, and Ralph had suffered some kind of an ankle injury earlier in the year, a couple games back, and he's the type of guy that is hard to keep on the bench.
Yep.
I'm sure he had some aches and pains that he was trying to hide.
Yes.
Still playing on it, but you can't keep a good man down.
Jerry Hubbard splits wide. Du Bois pitches out. Polk, following his block, gets a bit of it. Still on his feet, driving out of bounds, short of the first down, but he'll pick up a couple of yards.
Dave Gerard supplying the lead blocking that time. And,
Flag fell, Andy. We may get a clip on that. I was looking at it, and I think it was on Gerard's block, to tell you the truth. Polk is talking it over, but let's see. We have 49 seconds, we're told.
we
from
don't need a
folks.
clock.
We don't. We're doing
Wherever
better
we
without
go.
it. Yeah, we got a long one walked off. It's a clip, and it was on that block. The ball comes back to the 44-yard line. So now we've got a second down, and oh man, too many yards to count. A lot.
Yeah, the penalties here in the first quarter have really taken some of the momentum away of what the Beach was trying to establish here.
It's like 2nd and 30. As we throw deep, Hubbard is back there, but well covered. Couple of people down there with him. Batted away, and we're looking at a 3rd down and 30.
Clock stops on that incomplete pass with 42 seconds left in the first quarter. That time, Hubbard was double team, and Garrett was the young man who knocked the ball down.
Third down and a ton. Du Bois dropping back, goes over to the sideline, intended for Polk as he broke towards to the flat, but nothing there. And it's going to be a 4th down, and still lots of yards.
Yeah, 4th and long here. The ball is sitting up at the 44-yard line. You expect punt, but we'll see if they try to pin him a little deep here. That was an incomplete pass. I'm sure there's somewhere around 35 seconds or so in the quarter left. So with the clock stopped, the Beach will have to make their mind up what they're going to do here. Well,
they're going to go for it, I guess, although they do punt
they
out
do
of
punt
this.
out of
But
this set. They're not going to.
we're going to throw high and wide and incomplete. Boothbay will go back on offense at their own 44-yard line.
Well, the way the Beach was setting up, Roger, the way Hubbard curled in like that, we saw Gerard going in motion out to the right. It looked like the hook and ladder may have been attempted.
May have been.
Right now, Roger, Beach is 1 for 8 in the passing game, 4 yards. So having a little trouble getting on track right now. If maybe with the wind at their backs in the second quarter, they'll be a little more successful.
1st and 10, and we'll set it at the 45-yard line. Somewhere along the line, they lost a yard, but anyway. Boothbay throws deep. And incomplete. We got a flag down. That will probably be going against the defense anyway. The pass is complete. And what have we got?
Well, I might be against Boothbay because some of the Beach players are clapping down here.
Yeah,
So it just may be coming down.
it is coming
Pushing
back.
off, I believe, on Boothbay.
Well, what looked like and was a terrific pass reception is coming back.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pass interference.
Referee is talking to Ralph. And we're going to walk on off from
Penalty.
the line of scrimmage. We're going back 15. And man, that is got to be very demoralizing for this club.
Well,
They're all the way back to the 30.
Yeah, well, penalties have played a big part here in the first quarter
Sure
of
have.
each team's momentum. There's a great pass play. You think they'd have some momentum going from their defense to stopping the Beach. And look at this, a huge penalty. And the Beach, same thing. They get a good run from Gerard, and then they fall apart, So penalties will do it to you. But we're still scoreless here with closing seconds of the first quarter of action. Still 0-0.
It's offensive pass interference. 15-yard penalty. We've got a 2nd down and 25. And they will run run it back for a little bit, get some of that stuff back. We get the ball carrier on the play as the clock goes off here. Trust us, there is a clock, and it did go off. Oh, I do not have a number 28 on my roster, so I can't tell you who ran the ball.
I figured
But
that might
nevertheless, that
happen.
ends the first quarter. And after 1 quarter of play from Boothbay, there is no score here between the Seagulls and the Seahawks. Andy and I and our cameraman Mark Pickard will be back with the second quarter right after this.
In this election season, you've heard
The Seagulls here on the sidelines as we get ready for quarter number 2. And as we said at the top of the show, this is a full complement of players here this afternoon. We're looking at a third down and about 17. We're throwing deep and overthrown. Gerard back there on defense. Intended receiver was Josh Garrett, number 2. And it sets up a fourth down, and as we said, about 17 yards to go. So the Seahawks will be punting for the third time today.
Interesting. We're seeing a battle of the air wars, it seems like, in the first quarter. Both teams have thrown a ball just about 10 times apiece.
And the Seagulls, if they continue to throw, will have the win in their favor now here in the second quarter. Polk coming back upfield. Oh, nice hit, and he is dropped.
Oh, now we'll get a
and
flag.
there's another flag that falls. Do we have another clip? We might.
Boy, the flags are flying today, I'll tell you. Maybe they're just anxious to get that thing out of their pocket.
That might be on Chris Hall. And they're going to walk it back. So the Seagulls will lose about 15 on another clipping call. And that's the second one of this game already. And we will go all the way back downfield now to about the 20-yard line.
Yep, again, Beach deep in their own end. We don't usually take out, we don't usually do stats for the penalty yards. But I'll tell you, both teams are getting murdered by them already in the first quarter.
For sure. Jerry Hubbard split wide at one side as Don goes back to throw. Throws short on a bit of a screen. He's to Gerard.
Yeah,
Gerard now looking for his blocks. Gets it, comes back upfield, and now he's off. Polk gets in front of him to get him a block, and David is gonna go all the way.
No flags, but we do have a Boothbay player down. But I'll tell you, boy, what a block. I might have been Bickford, I'm not sure, up across the Boothbay bench. And then Polk just used his speed to, I'm not sure even if Gerard needed that or not, but just for good measure. But what can you say?
Polk get down there in front of him? I
Exactly.
couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. And
What a tremendous
Dave Gerard
play.
with his usual cuts and moves. And
I'm trying to figure out how many yards, Raj.
well,
we did
they
here.
were at the 20-yard line.
Okay,
Andy.
80-yard pass.
Call it 8. So it's 6-0 for the Seagulls, and a beautiful run.
And we're
Dave
just,
Gerard will be the holder. That's fumbled. He throws it, and what do we got? 2?
wow,
Yes.
yeah, 2 points. Boy,
Gerard
what good
took it up,
instincts that was.
And he threw it to Jerry Hubbard standing in the end zone.
Well, what can you say?
So
the only
with
thing he
this-
hasn't done here is made the hot dogs in
That's
the first
right.
quarter.
And you can't because they're never ready.
That's
if you
right.
recall. I think we've played maybe a minute or so here in the second quarter. The Seagulls get on the scoreboard. It's 8-0. We'll be back with more second quarter action after this pause. Mark's taking a shot at some of the fans here, the beach fans that are down here on this side of the field. And we're getting ready behind
Yeah,
the
there's actually
trees.
bleachers
Yeah, right.
behind those trees there,
Yeah,
Raj.
and there is a little set of bleachers way down on the other side where that tree is. Anyway, we're ready for the for the next kickoff. I don't know if it's the second kickoff. I guess it is. It's a bit of an onside kick, and it rolls out of bounds at a 50-yard line. It looked like they were looking for the onside kick
Yeah,
on that play.
catching him by surprise there.
Yeah. And it
Actually,
goes out at the 50, so the Seahawks get great field position, as it turns out, right at the 50-yard line.
and the way both defenses were going, you know, we had made mention earlier, it might take a big play like that to loosen one of the defenses up. So we'll see how that affects Boothbay when they come back defensively.
Well, it's a great screen pass set up to Dave Gerard.
Some
He had
outstanding
the blockers
blocking.
out front. Exactly, and man, did he use them. as he always does.
I think the thing we were amazed at the most is Todd Polk actually raced down the field and got into the
I
play.
know, got into it.
And evidently didn't need his blocking because Dave Gerard's speed, nobody was going to catch him.
First down for Boothbay, trailing now 8-0. And we're going to get an offside. It'll be on Broderick, who's like a nose tackle right now, playing right on the nose. 5 yards.
That touchdown came at 11:26 left in the second quarter, so only 34 seconds had been played, and the Beach now leads this thing 8-0 over the Seahawks.
The penalty sets up a 1st and 5 at the Beach 45, and this is, I believe, the first time that Boothbay has crossed the 50-yard line on offense today. Norton throws, coming across to Lorraine, who picks up the 5 and may have the first down or very close to it. And he does. So we're into the down to the 39-yard line of the Seagulls, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there. Steve Lorraine, the receiver.
Next week, Raj, we go to Winthrop.
We sure do.
With the Ramblers hosting the Seagulls. And I'm not mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Winthrop beat Boothbay last week.
20 to nothing.
20 to nothing?
Yep.
So just to show you some kind of a comparison thing, maybe. Winthrop's tough to play at home.
Norton hands off to inside back. Will pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards.
Yeah, about
Todd
4.
Averill was the running back, down to about what, the 36. So we'll say
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 is good.
A game of interest last week, Raj, was the Lisbon-Madison matchup. That one went into overtime, and Madison defeated Lisbon 13-7. Couple teams at the Beach will be facing at the end of the season.
Right, the last 2 games of the season, back-to-back, Lisbon and then Madison. So you get an idea of what to expect. Lorraine, again, on the same pattern, coming back across the middle, will get the first down, I believe. And now this offense, a passing offense, starting to click here as Boothbay reacts to being down by 8-0. Ball is down to, let's call it the Seagull 28-yard line.
10 minutes left till halftime.
And there's a nice move inside, still on his feet. The boy will probably get another first down. Trying to get some numbers on these ball carriers. This is Bill Hackett, number 22, sophomore running back. Sophomore running back. Let's see, where are we? We're down around the 15, 16-yard line.
Right. Did he get the first down?
And we got another first down.
I think they're measuring it. I think they're going to measure, Raj.
Are they? Okay.
So we'll give them 10 yards because if they've got to measure, that means we're within inches probably. And Boothbay putting a little drive of their own together here. Showing some character. They
sure are.
Fold over.
No, they're bouncing back very nicely after the score.
As we take a shot of the Orchard cheerleaders again. Mark taking that shot now.
He's short of the first down by a few inches, a foot or so. So we'll be looking at a second down in about a foot.
And of course, Boothbay made up of a lot of seniors, so that some veteran kids there that aren't really going to give up, and you can't expect them to.
Let's spot the ball more like the 19-yard line, okay, fans? Just to give you some idea here. The angle is tough for us. But there's a first down run as Hackett's still on his feet, drives inside the 15, closer to the 14 or so. Oh, it'll be 1st and 10 at the, let's say, 14-yard line. This is getting serious.
Yeah, they're moving the ball well, and they're actually running the football now rather than throwing it. They've found a little bit of success here right up the middle, and they seem to be going for the jugular right now. They're trying to anyways. But the Beach will get tough right down here.
Always do. Hackett and Averill are the running backs. Averill is the runner this time. He'll pick up another 3 or 4, just bulling his way forward, running into Glode, number 70, and Scott Darling, number 54.
Gain of a couple.
Gain of a couple, make it second and let's call it 12. Let's mention some of the other defensive players here. Of course, Bickford, Jamie Geidinger, number 75. I think he pronounces it, or they prefer to be pronounced Gittinger. And if we've been mispronouncing it, we apologize. Pass complete. And then stopped, clobbered. Polk, the first boy there to hold him up. And then his friends came along to find Josh Garrett, number 2.
No gain.
No gain, or maybe a yard
Maybe
at
a
most.
yard.
So we're looking at third and about 11, 8 rather, sorry,
Say
from
the-
the 11-yard line.
And the way that Garrett carried that football, very dangerous. Kind of carried it like a loaf of bread, and he was about to be hit by 4 Orchard players. Not
Polk
sure that was a
wouldn't let
very
go.
wise thing. So-
C.T. Broderick, Bill Adams, some of the other players on defense just want to pick him up.
3rd and 7, Raj.
Okay. Brian Tucci, number 11. Oh, coming across and maybe touching that ball on defense was Scott Darling, number 54. He may have gotten a hand on it as it came across. At any rate, it's incomplete, and we're looking at a 4th down now, and still about 7 to go. Down around the 11-yard line. Expect another pass play, I would guess.
And
Coming in. I'm sorry, go ahead, Andy.
No, I was going to say, if he didn't deflect it, he did enough to at least distract the intended receiver, I think.
Yes, indeed. Coming in with a play from the bench is number 10, Richard Brown. And now they split 2 boys wide atop your screen. Let's see if he decides to go in that direction. He does. Looks for somebody coming down. Now he goes to the corner and complete for the touchdown. A great pass and a great catch.
Yeah, got to give him credit. Well thrown ball, and Garrett just went up for it like he was, like he was basically.
We've got 7:44 left here in the second quarter on the pass completion to Josh Garrett. And the Seahawks right back into this thing now at 8 to 6.
Yeah, the reason I paused, Roger, is I thought I had saw a flag, and it
Yeah.
happened to be a yellow leaf.
Okay. Well, Boothbay is going to go for the 2 to try to tie it. Norton dropping back, rolling out, throws to the corner and has his man pretty much alone, Averill, for the 2-point conversion. And with 7 minutes and about 40 seconds left here in the second quarter, we've got a tie game from Boothbay. Seagulls 8, Seahawks 8. We'll be back with more of the second quarter right after this pause. Boothbay, as the Seagulls prepare to receive. Mark took some shots of our Seagulls cheerleaders down there and the fans as he pans back across the field. And we're just about ready for this kickoff coming up. Deep kick. Polk picks it up. And still on his feet. And dropped as he crosses the 30-yard line, the Seagull 30.
Well, that'll fire up the Boothbay troops now. And this is a game of kind of an emotional roller coaster game with some good defense being played and some big plays, actually. A lot of penalties.
Yep. The ball's at the 32, let's say, as the Seagulls go back on offense. In a tie game from Boothbay.
Interesting formation, Raj. You got Gerard and Polk both set split out here way to the right.
Gerard is the receiver. Gets a block. Stiff arms another one. Up the sideline and down. Finally he's caught by Garrett, but he gets over the 50-yard line. Dave Gerard is something else.
Yeah, incredible. And we're going to give him a gain of what here? Trying to look as it's hard for me to pick up the yardage.
We got another boy down for the Seahawks, and it might have been on Polk's tremendous block that helped to spring Dave Gerard. The boy is down. They're now coming out to take a look at him. So we're going to be held up for a while now as they do that. The ball goes down to the Seahawk 47, let's call it, and a big first down play for Dave Gerard. That
Tell you.
it becomes, of course, a pass completion. In
Yeah, you know, well,
passing
that's
game.
just it. If you look at the stats, you know, he's thrown about 10 or 11 passes. He's
Uh-huh.
only completed 3, but 2 of those were basically screen passes and plays that are on the line, and Gerard's turned them to 100-yard gains.
There you go. They're looking at a leg on the boy that's down. I don't have the number. If it was the boy that got blocked, it was a clean block. And just a hard, clean block.
Well, while we have the injury, Mark, maybe if Mark could do something here. You know you're in trouble when you get to a field and you run into this. Why
Yeah.
don't you pan over to the bleachers on the home side, and you can see what we're up against. Everybody's been to the beach and seen how big the bleachers are at most fields.
That's
That's
right.
the home field, folks.
That's it.
That's the home bleachers. That
Those are
is
the
not
home bleachers that we're looking at.
visiting bleachers. So when you come over with a camera set and you want to do a game and you see basically what they have, there's no booth. The staging, it becomes the booth. So when it rains, good luck.
I think the boy that was injured, Andy, is Jake Kaler, number 51, one of their better linemen
Yeah.
and linebackers, tough
And-
junior.
And he's being assisted off the field, and looks like he's real shaken up on
Indeed.
the legs, but at least he's up and going right now. That's good. You hate to see any injuries, no matter who it is.
Well, we've got a first down for the Seagulls. They're at the Boothbay 47-yard line. Donald almost bobbles that, does bobble it, falls on it, and loses a couple, so it'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, 2nd and long here. The ball sits about the 49-yard line of Boothbay. If you just joined us, first quarter there was no score, and then the Beach on an 80-yard pass play completion to Gerard went up with a 2-point conversion, 8-0. And on the ensuing drive, Boothbay countered that with their pass play of their own. 8-8 is where we stand.
Flags are flying. We may have some procedure call here. Somebody jumped.
We've seen a lot of that this afternoon, if
Yeah,
anything.
an
A lot of
awful
flags. We've seen some good defense, but we've also seen a lot of penalties.
Oh, they walk 5 off against the Seagulls for being offside, and it'll be 2nd down now and more like 17 or 18 yards to go. And now it gets tougher.
Yes, it does. And of course, you know, you got to look for a team 1 and 3 going against a 3-1 team tied 8-8 here in the second quarter. Their defense is getting more confident as this game goes on.
Ralph Dubois with a nice hole that opened up, but the linebackers react well to stop him after picking up about 4 or 5. He'll get up to the 49-yard line.
Yep, 3rd and about 14.
Yep.
Need to get to about the 36-yard line for a first down, I believe.
So it's pretty much got to happen on this play. Let's see what happens as they are on their own 49. Right down below us here. Donald goes back to throw. Sets up and lets it
We're going to get a
fly.
roughing the passer anyway, so that's
Yes.
coming back.
The pass was intercepted. His receiver was never that deep.
Yeah.
And the interception comes all the way back out to the Seagull 45.
Yeah,
There's
that'll
a
keep you
fumble
coming
there.
back.
More flags fall.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be really exciting if they straighten this one out.
Well, at least it gets everybody's blood flowing over there.
Yeah.
That's about all it'll do. As there was actually no need of that hit on Dubois as he let go, Raj.
Right.
Just a couple seconds actually went by, and then he got hit after. So
I think both flags are against the Seahawks. It looks like a clip back there on the block. And then, of course, initially we had the roughing the passer call. So let's see what happens.
yeah, let's see what happens. Because like you said, we had the other flag go on, but I would think if it's roughing the passer first, I would think it's Old Orchard Beach ball.
Now they're talking about it again. We have 5:47 remaining in the second quarter, our spotter tells us. Thank you very much.
talking things over now, but they're actually talking it's first down, I think, for Boothbay, isn't it?
And they're walking off another 15 yards against the Seagulls.
Calling clipping
Now,
might have been
what
on Polk,
is
I'm not
this all
sure,
about?
but I'll tell you.
What happened to that initial flag?
Exactly, that caused the interception. You got to look at what caused the interception.
Sure.
If there's no hit like that, there's probably going to be no interception, although because maybe Don heard footsteps coming and just happened to throw a ball, but it's going to be a first down Boothbay, so I'm sorry about that.
Now Kurt is going out on the field. He wants an explanation, I think.
The
Or he's
timeout
just going
for-
to go out and talk to the troops.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. He may say something to the official as he's walking towards the troop. Yeah, that's what it is. He took the timeout because he wants to, this may be a big part of a big play here in the first half, Raj.
Right.
And momentum-wise, I think also by calling this timeout is good because it maybe slows down the momentum of Boothbay.
No doubt. Well, let's take a pause while they discuss things on the field. We'll be back with more first half action, second quarter action after this. Still talking to the referee about that last series of flags that fell on that last play, but I don't think he's getting any satisfaction. The ball is at the Seagull 30-yard line, and it's a first down situation for the Seahawks. Assistant coach Dean Plant now going over to see what the talk's all about, and the coaches come off the field a little unhappy, I believe.
Well, I can't blame him there because the initial penalty was roughing the passer, and I always thought when it was roughing the passer, it's an automatic
was
first
that.
down.
Sure.
And that team still kept the football. That's just an interesting call. We'll have to talk to maybe Kurt about that next week's show, right?
Yes, indeed. First down, handoff, nice move by the running back. Gets about 5. Bill Hackett, number 22, who's been running very well here in this second quarter.
And Todd Polk with the ankle tackle that time, stopping that for what would have been a bigger gain. So second down and 5. We have somewhere around 5.5 minutes left too, I believe, till halftime.
Right.
And Boothbay driving right now, and they tied things up at 8-8. So this could be we're in for a football game here.
This is one indeed. Now the defense adjusts to the running coming on this side, and the ball carrier stopped after a short gain. That ball carrier's number is number 28. We do not have a 28 listed on this program, so I cannot tell you who that boy is.
It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 4. It's probably a pickup of about a yard that time. Where are we? The 24-yard line?
We're 24-yard line. Very good. So we've got a 3rd and about 4, Andy?
Yeah, 3rd and 4.
Okay.
Maybe 3, long 3.
Norton's going to throw, rush, hit, gets the ball away to Averill. Averill has the first down, lots more. Stopped by Ralph Dubois down at the other side, but he's down. There are no line markers on that side
No,
of
we're
the
just
field.
going to have to wait till they spot it.
It's about the 10, I guess.
Yeah.
About the 10-yard line.
You know, that time Averill was out in the flats. He was all alone.
Sure was. I guess we can still set up for a first and something. So we may be at about the 11-yard line. Again, we apologize for the fact that we cannot see the Village Inn scoreboard.
It's not the Village Inn up
Or
here,
the
I can
Village
tell you
Inn,
that.
for that matter. It's first and 10 at, we hope, is the 11-yard line. We're going to get another penalty called on the defense.
I don't know. I think there may have been motion, Raj.
Okay.
I thought I saw a lineman pull his arms up just as the Beach was reacting. So
Let's see what the call is. Offside
Oh, it is
against the Beach.
Okay, it looked like on the left side I saw a lineman put his hand up. Evidently, they didn't see the same thing that I saw.
They're going to walk off 5 from there. That'll put it down to, I believe, the 6.
All right, so it's, what, 1st and 5 at the 6?
I think so.
They could get a first down, presumably around the goal line of the 1.
4 minutes left.
4 minutes left till halftime, and if you just joined us, don't go away. It's 8-8, Boothbay driving, trying to take the lead here.
They have boys split wide on both sides, Garrett and Lorraine. Let's see what Norton does here with 2 back set. Drop straight back, that cross pattern again with the end coming back across the middle. Will pick up a couple and should give them the first down. And does. So we've got a first and goal, and I'm not sure where we are. Probably the 2 or 3 yard line, Andy.
Yeah, that's 5 times he's also connected with that. Same receiver, Rod.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. It's just kind of a cut-in pattern.
Yeah, he just slants back in over the middle.
And it's been good for about 30, 40 yards. About 40 yards so far. 5 passes.
Well, it's a big opportunity now for Boothbay to get back on top in this game, or get on top for the first time. Norton goes forward, and I guess he is in.
He must have been only a yard away.
Yep, closer than I thought. In for the touchdown. And with under 4 minutes left to play, the Seahawks are now on top in this game, 14-8. With the help of an awful lot of interesting penalty calls and some good passing.
And they'll go for 2 here.
They will indeed. Norton looks for the corner again. It's going to be Averill one more time, and he's got it one more time. Over Brian Tucci. Averill in the corner. Norton finds him, and it's 16-8 here in Boothbay.
Well, this is not a bad football team, folks, at 1 and 3. We said they had some great skilled players, and Norton likes to throw the football. When you throw the football, and there's been penalties the way there has been today, anything can happen in this game.
And we have been seeing it. Anything and everything has been happening here this afternoon. And Mark, in his own inimitable fashion, has found us standing on the bus. Get on the bus.
One standing, one sitting.
Pardon? One standing,
and I'm
one
not
sitting.
getting up till I have to leave.
Not ever again.
Actually, I may still be on this bus.
That's right. We'll just strap him down with duct tape and head for the beach.
Hey, well, we still have plenty of time. The beach has, they have their own amount of skilled players in this team. And they've had a lot of game breakers. So 16-8 Boothbay, that's where we stand with 3:05 left in the first half.
Kick is away. Todd Polk will pick it up and come back on this side of the field. Now he tries to cut back. Looked like he had a little bit of a seam there, but his feet went out from under him, and he is dropped at about the 30-yard line, a little over 30. Well, no, let's make it the 26-yard line. Seagulls take over, 1st and 10 from their own 26, trailing now in this football game, 16-8 after holding an 8-0 advantage.
And when they are kicking off, I'm noticing they are going away from the Girard side. At least they're attempting to, putting the ball in his hand as least amount of times as they can.
Right. Girard split wide at the top of the screen. Dubois handing off to Ralph Dubois, who finds a nice hole in the middle. Over tackle, gets the first down as he pile drives his way out to about the 40, 41-yard line.
Nice bit of running that time by Ralph Dubois.
15 big yards.
15 yards that time. Ralph had the longest run from scrimmage, I think, last week, somewhere around 17 or 19 yards.
Right.
Line of scrimmage, and
1st and 10 at the 41. Girard still going, still on his feet. Will get the first down, I believe, as he crosses the 50-yard line, walking the sidelines.
well, Kurt wanted the call. As you saw where the hit was, Girard was actually about 2 yards out of bounds when the hit was made. Never got the call.
He gets the first down, however, as you will call it, about the 47-yard line of Boothbay. A gain of about maybe 10, 12 yards or so. And it's a first down for the Seagulls. 2 successive first down runs. The offense goes back into high gear as Ralph Dubois hits the middle of the defense. We'll get down for another gain of maybe 3 or 4, call it 3. We'll set up the second down in about 7, maybe 8, right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and we're getting late here in the first half, Raj. If we're going to make something happen, it's got to be soon. So we've got to be somewhere around the 2-minute mark left.
You're right.
They do have a slight breeze at their back, so if they want to throw the football, they can
Don Dubois on the option, hangs on. Now he pitches out behind his
Oh.
ball carrier, and the fumble is recovered by Boothbay.
I'll tell you, he took a vicious hit, too. Do you see that guy come out
Yep.
of nowhere? And that's what caused the fumble right there. Big hit defensively.
At the 2-minute mark, we're told, and that's when it happened. So you call that one, Andy, just about right. But Boothbay now will regain possession at their own 44-yard line following the fumble.
1st and 10 for Boothbay. I don't know here if they're going to try anything real crazy. They may just want to run out the clock. They got to be happy with their performance in the first half, leading at 16-8. But with the arm of Norton, you never know.
That's correct, and that's the difference in this game. Joe Norton's arm, and there's that arm working again as he goes deep and overthrows his receiver. Joe Norton just slightly overthrowing his intended receiver. We'll get a number for you here. I guess that was Josh Garrett, number 2.
Tell you, this is very. I wouldn't say he's disrespecting the defense, but you know, you can go to the well too many times here. They are leading 16-8. They're still coming out throwing the football.
2nd and 10.
So that also stops the clock.
Yes. Norton again, as he throws, and the ball is overthrown.
Good hit
He
by
was
C.T. Broderick. Yeah,
Yes,
he nailed
indeed.
Norton that time.
Broderick gives him a hit with 1:51 remaining in the second quarter.
Well, see what they're doing here is they're allowing a Orchard, if they don't make a first down, they get the football back, which I don't understand. But
3rd and 10.
Roger, when I said that Norton would pass around 20, 25 times, I thought I meant the first half. I think he's thrown like 17 times is
Has
what
he
I have
really?
it in the first half.
Yeah. Well, he's got a 3rd down attempt here. And he does throw. And he comes across. And
there
Tucci
it is.
intercepts. Brian Tucci. And he's dragged down by Norton at the 36-yard line.
Well, there
and
you
here's
go.
that opportunity for the Seagulls one more time.
Well, there you go, you know. You're not content with a 16-8 lead when you're 1-3 and the other team's 3-1. And sometimes you just may you may try to overdo it, you know. You get so much confidence going that this will happen. And we'll see if this is going to cost them here.
If Norton doesn't make that tackle, Andy,
He's gone.
Tucci was gone. Keith Parker split down at the bottom of your screen. He's number 10. The handoff is to Gerard. Gerard is found, however, and stopped for a loss on the play of a couple back to about the 38.
It'll be a 2nd and 10. Timeout, I believe, by the Beach. 1:33 left in the first half. If you just joined us, a big interception again by the Beach.
Seagulls take a timeout, stopping the clock, which is what they need to do now. A little time preservation before the end of this first half. They have another opportunity. They have driven down to approximately the 37, 38-yard line of Boothbay. Well, they haven't driven there. They got there on a pass interception. Nevertheless, they're looking at a 2nd down and 11, and Kurt wants to take every advantage of every second left here in this first half to see if we can, the Seagulls can tie up this game before halftime.
Well, that shows you why you shouldn't read the newspaper. You know, when you predict a score, I believe this game might have been like 26-6 or 8 or something,
Right.
or 28-6 or whatever. This has been a very competitive game.
Sure.
And this is not a bad Boothbay team. This is a pretty good team with some veterans out there, and this is their homecoming game. You know they're going to be fired up.
Yep.
And, the Beach kids know that every team is going to be gunning for them every time they come in now. Whether it's going to be Winthrop next week, whether it's Boothbay this week, I'll tell you, these teams are going to get fired up. The better team you are, the better the other team plays sometimes.
You said it. The handoff is to Gerard, cutting back, finds a little bit of a hole, drives forward, dives forward. He may be short of the first down, but he picked up some good yardage. Let's see where they spot the ball. He's inside the
About
30.
a 10-yard pickup.
Right. He's down to the 29, Andy. So we're looking at a third, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And they're moving quickly now. Handoff is Polk. Polk up the middle.
Oh,
fumbles the
fumble.
ball, and that's going to be the end of that drive. Right at the 25-yard line. He had the first down and fumbled.
Well, there's been 3 turnovers here in the first half. 1 interception, and now 2 fumble recoveries. One by Dubois and now one by Todd. And so it's been a game, too, of turnovers and penalties. A little bit of everything we're seeing.
When
But-
that happened, Andy, Kurt took his headset off, set it down on the bench, and said, well, I don't need to be told what to do on offense anymore from anybody. This is it.
I would
the
think that
half.
Norton learned his lesson here. He's just going to hand the ball off now.
Yep. And we'll just watch the clock run down here. 56 seconds.
Yeah, and a timeout again. Maybe the
Timeout.
last one by the beach here. I know that's their third if they use theirs. So they won't be able to stop the clock anymore. And Boothbay should be able to run the next 2 or 3 plays without
Right.
having to punt the football away.
Dean Plant goes in to talk to the defense. And the Seagulls have played well at times and yet have made some costly mistakes in this first half. Really have hurt them. Stop drives, variety of things. Put Boothbay in position to pick up some points, which they did. So these are things that I'm sure that Kurt and the coaching crew will be talking about at length at halftime, so that we can try to cut down on the mistakes, the penalties, the fumbles, those types of things. If they can play an error-free half, they are, I do believe, the better team. But they have to play the error-free half. Norton pitching out, and that ball carrier is clobbered for a loss of 5 or so. That is Hackett, 22.
Loss of about 4.
Yep, all
on
the
the
way back
play.
to the 20. So now we've got a third down and maybe 15 or so.
Yeah, we'll probably get one more snap, too, before the half runs out.
Yep. Down to 30 seconds. On a third down, Norton just puts his knee down and says, that's it, kids. We'll go for the 4th down if we get another play off, which we may not. And we will not. And that is the end of the first half from Boothbay. Our score, the Seahawks of Boothbay 16 and the Seagulls 8. Andy and I will take a little bit of a break. We will be back with some stats and the second half right after this pause. This is the score, and the second half is just about ready to begin, and Andy's got a bunch of stats over there.
Yes, first of all, for Orchard Beach, 80 yards rushing this afternoon, but their surprise has been in the passing department. They're 3 for 11 with 1 interception. 2 of those passes, Raj, to Dave Gerard covered 100 yards. And, you know, it wasn't the thing where these were long passes. These were all, it was either a screen pass, it was right on the line of scrimmage, and the Gerard run for the 80-yard touchdown, and then a 20-yard pickup, 104 passing yards. So it's 184 yards I have for the beach. On the other side, Boothbay, I have them at 32 yards rushing. They were 9 for 18 unofficially in the air with 2 interceptions for 57 yards, 89 total yards for them, 184 for the beach. But you know how stats can be deceiving. The scoreboard is what matters, and even though they're getting outplayed 2-1 stat-wise, Raj, they're leading 2-1. No scoring in the first quarter. The second quarter saw the 80-yard pass play from Dubois to Gerard, a screen pass. Wasn't a screen pass, but anyways, it was a pass on the line of scrimmage. It was at 11:26 left. They'll have Gerard 2-point pass to, I believe it was Hubbard. Made it 8-0 to Beach at 11:26. 7:40 of the second quarter. 11-yard pass from Norton to Garrett. 2-point pass from Norton to Averill made it 8-8. There went 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the half. On some interesting plays, penalties called, and so on and so forth. 1-yard run by Norton. 2-point pass, Norton to Averill. 16-8 at halftime, Raj. It's been a game of 3 turnovers for the Beach, 2 for Boothbay, but many penalties that have turned the tide of this football game right around.
You have said it, and you look back on that first quarter and you think of all the opportunities the Beach had. They were in great field position 2 or 3 different times, unable to capitalize at that time. And then, of course, they do score in the second quarter, but Boothbay right back at them for 2 touchdowns of their own. And it's been a game of some missed opportunities, a lot of penalties, fumbles.
And some questions that will have to be answered later, especially on the penalty that one of the interceptions, and after that, the Boothbay eventually scored, I think, their second touchdown after a few passes from Norton. Can't take anything away from Boothbay. Their defense has played well, though. Their offense came right back and scored right after Orchard put their first 8-point. A lot of teams would have folded up right there. But good football game, and like I said, we can always answer those questions later about some of the penalty calls that were made here, especially the one with the the interference on the quarterback, pass interference, and the interception. Boothbay gets the ball back, comes down and scores. So we'll have to ask Kurt about that next week's show.
Absolutely. Ball is going to be finally gobbled up by Gerard, and now he tries to come back upfield. He's found, he's hit, and he's dropped deep back in his own 5-yard line.
There's a flag, right? I'm wondering if that was a face
sure.
mask or something. I think it may be a face mask, Raj, on Boothbay. He grabbed him right by the neck and threw him back down. I think that's going to be a personal foul on Boothbay.
And yes, you're right, they're walking it back upfield, so the Seagulls will get a break on that one, and they can certainly use every the breaks they can get in this one. Ball is brought back out over the 20 to make it the 21-yard line, so that makes it a little more reasonable field position for the Seagulls. 1st and 10.
Well, it's a new half, plenty of time to go. Beach has a lot of weapons out there.
The handoff is to Gerard. He bounces loose, and it'll be close to the first down. They have it. Does have it.
Yeah, good tough run, and the Beach knows that there's still plenty of time, and they're not going to overreact. They've got good skill players who put some kind of a drive together and eliminate some of the mistakes, and I think they still have this football game.
Well, he runs it out to about the 31-yard line, and we'll look at a 1st and 10. Dave Gerard gets a quick 10, 11 yards. The ball is inside. That's Ralph, and he'll go for another 5 approximately. Get it out to the 35, right on the 35-yard line. So give them 4 in the play. 2nd and 6 now for the Seagulls as they go on offense first here in the
95
second
yards.
half.
Yeah, 95 yards rushing for the Beach, Raj. I have Dave Gerard at 60 of those. Ralph Dubois has also ran well this afternoon.
Yes, he has run well. Of course, his running is all on the inside, so you don't figure he's going to get the breakaway yardage that a halfback would get. There's Gerard with that halfback move, and there goes Dave. It's all speed down the sideline. He cuts back inside. Garrett hits him and downs him, but he's down to the Seahawk 25-yard line.
How many?
We've got a Seagull also down coming off the field. It may be Chris Hall. I'm not sure, but Chris did get himself pretty much off the field. But he was hurt and down. Big first down. Sorry. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
To 40 yards.
Okay, we're back up. Dave Gerard on another attempted run. This time is dropped for a loss. The ball is back to the Seagull 36, so Gerard loses 8 on that one, Andy. And we're looking now at a 2nd and about 18, back to the Seagull 36-yard line.
Yeah, that time the Beach, a couple good runs by Dave Gerard, now a big loss here, and we'll see momentum-wise what that does to the defense of Boothbay.
2nd down, 18. Ralph Dubois on the inside attempt will pick up 3 or 4, but not the kind of yardage they need, obviously.
Bringing up a passing down at 3rd and long right now.
Yep.
3rd and about, 13, 14
Make
yards.
it 14.
And we got Bickford coming out, maybe with some kind of an injury, it looks like.
Looked like his back, Andy, as he was the lead block for Ralph Dubois on that play, and he hurt his back falling down or getting hit. And he's out of the lineup for a bit. It's 3rd down, folks. Don Dubois hangs onto the ball, still has the option, hangs onto it wisely. Will pick up another 6 or 7, not enough for the first down, far short of that. And we'll look at a 4th down play now as he gets about 5 on the play. Make it 4th and about 9. We
Yeah, it'll
have
be an
trail bikers here behind us. And we expect the moose to arrive any
Basically,
moment.
anytime. And I think we have a timeout on the field. I'm not sure if Kurt called. I think it is. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in quarter number 3. It's a surprising score. The Boothbay Seahawks lead this thing 16-8 over the Seagulls.
And with that timeout, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more third quarter action right after this message. He's got an incomplete pass is what he's got. It was in Brian's hand alone, and he dropped it.
That's the worst place to hit somebody, right in the numbers.
Right in the numbers.
And you see it happen time and time again. So it goes as an incomplete pass. Nice thrown ball by Dubois that time. Gucci was just actually waiting for the ball to come to him.
We're going to go with a first down play for Boothbay, and then we may have to take a short break while we make some adjustments on equipment. A loss on the play as Joe Norton is hit and dropped. A nice defensive play by the Seagull defense. Bickford in on that play. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of this action after we make some adjustments here in our equipment. So we'll be right back right after this. While we were away, we missed one play. Joe Norton made another attempted pass, which was incomplete. So we're looking at a third down and about 14.
Yeah, offensively, too, they seem to be playing right in Old Orchard's hands. They're still throwing the football. They haven't had success on this drive, which means the Beats will get the ball quicker, and the clock will be stopping, which will be favoring the Beats.
It's a third down. They're about their own 23. That pass is way overthrown. Way overthrown, and that'll end that offensive series for Boothbay and force them to go back into punt formation.
Yeah, if anything, you look at the Old Orchard players on the sidelines and the bench, and they seem to be even more fired up than before. You think Boothbay would try to take some time off the clock. We still have plenty of time left. They can't take all of it off naturally, but they'll have to go right now in punt formation.
Fourth down, Lorraine is the punter, and again deep for the Seagulls as usual. Polk and Gerard. Punt is away. It's a good one. It'll be fielded about the 45, 44-yard line by Todd Polk. Todd follows his block, gets on the outside, drives it down to about the 40-yard line or so of Boothbay. So the Seagulls will take over first and 10 at the Boothbay 40-yard line.
Yeah, good field position. 8 minutes and 3 seconds, I believe, left in the quarter number 3. We have plenty of time left. We still got 20 minutes of regulation football left.
Sure.
There. Heck, the Beats could score 40 points, Raj, in 20 minutes.
They should have had 6 on the last drive, but came up empty. So they're going to try to do it again from 40 yards away. First down. That's Polk, and he'll get a yard or lose a yard on the play. Good adjustment by the defense.
Yeah, it'll be second and 11 from here.
Yep,
Ball
second and 11.
About the 42 maybe. We're under 8 minutes to go in quarter number 3. All the scoring has been done in the second quarter. There was no score in the first. Good defensive battle, and between some good moving around, good running pass catching by Gerard, and some good pass throwing by Norton from Boothbay. We were tied up for a while.
Dave Gerard on the outside, still on his feet. And boy, that speed is amazing. He may be, he'll be short of the first down, I believe, but he picks up a nice 7 or 8. Let's see where they spot the ball. Inside the 35, we'll call it about the 33-yard line. We're looking at a third and maybe 3 yards, Andy.
Third and 3. Dave Gerard has about 50 yards this half on 4 carries. He did lose 8 at one shot.
Well, of course, this is 2-down territory for the first down as they look at a third and 3. Ralph Dubois, he's got that hole again on that side, and he takes advantage of it. Picks up the first down and more. We'll get down to about the 26 or 7-yard line. Let's call it the 28-yard line.
7:18 left in quarter number 3, and Roger Beach this half here seems to be throwing less and running the ball more, which is their game, and they seem to be have gone back to that. And they must have told their players at halftime, we've still got plenty of time. We need to make less mistakes and calm down and just put a drive together.
First down. Ralph Dubois. Short gain, if that. That was a little messed up on the handoff between brothers, Don to Ralph. So there may be no gain on the play. In fact, there may be a short loss in the play. We'll call it a loss of a yard or two. And second down and maybe 12.
Yeah, lost that time. I don't think you're going to see them throw the ball unless they really have to at this time. There's no need to panic now. There's still plenty of time left. Both teams still clapping away on their sidelines. Both teams are actually fired up. This is a good football game.
It's a great game. Ball's on the 30-yard line. Pitch out. This is Bill Adams with a block from Gerard. Cuts back inside with a short gain. Looked like it might get more than it did.
Yeah, I picked up a couple key blocks on this side of the field.
Yep.
And it's going to be a pickup of maybe 3.
About right. We're looking at a third and maybe 3rd and 8. The ball is sitting at about the 26-yard line of Boothbay. These are the opportunities that the Beach has just got to take advantage of. They weren't able to do it in the first quarter. They were able to score a touchdown in the second quarter. They've been here already here in the third quarter unsuccessfully. Now a reverse. Gerard looks for a hole, finds it, tries to dive forward, but will be stopped short. He'll get a yard or 2 on something, again, that looked like it might develop into more than it did. He gets to the 24.
Yeah, a gain of only about 2, like you mentioned. We got 4th and about 7 now, which should be another interesting play calling.
About 5.5 minutes left here in this third quarter as the clock ticks down on these running plays. And a 4th down, a big 4th down for the Seagulls. They need to convert here to keep this drive going as they attempt to try to get back into this thing. They want to tie this game, trailing 16-8. Reverses fake. Gerard still has the ball. He's got the first down. He's got more as he cuts back inside. Still on his feet. And he disappears in back of a tree. I don't know where he is, Andy. He went down about close to the goal line. Well, from the 24, I'm guessing about 20-yard gain. I believe we're looking at the ball being set at about the 4-yard line or 5-yard line. But that's a pure guess on my part.
Again, we want to apologize, too, for the angles we have and the conditions because we are set behind trees on the dirt road and back of the field. Not trying to make excuses, trying
First
to show
down,
reality.
Gerard slips in and he's in for the touchdown.
Yes, Dave Gerard.
Gerard.
And the Beach has a lot of character, and you know that it's just a matter of time before they're going to come back. They've got a good young coaching staff that won't get excited. They'll maintain their composure. And the players have also stayed with the game plan. And sure enough, it showed. The Beach have tied things up. It comes at 4:53 left in quarter number 3. And the Beach is now tied this game, Raj. That was a 2-point conversion, Raj. That was actually the score prior to that. Gerard scored. We never did see a signal from where we were. But the score wasn't. Then that was the 2-point run.
It really was?
Because they're setting up the kickoff. So we have a tie
I apologize,
game.
Andy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
over
do
here.
I. I never saw it neither.
I was over here trying to help Mark with the equipment. I remind everybody we're standing on top of a bus, kids. And sometimes it's less than pleasant. But nevertheless, so we've got a tie game as I understand it, right?
Yep.
Okay, at 16. Kick is away. Fielded at about the 35 and then down at about the 40-yard line. So Boothbay goes back on offense with the game tied up here at Boothbay, 16 all.
And that was the Dave Gerard show just again took over, Raj. Is that nice run down the sidelines we probably missed most of because of the trees here. And we knew we were going to run into that, you know, who got up here, but there's really nothing you can do.
I never saw the call for the touchdown.
Right,
in all
neither did I.
honesty.
That's why I thought when you said they're setting up at the 3, I also thought they were setting up at the 3.
Yep.
So we apologize for that, but the important thing, I guess, is it's a tie game now.
Well, that's the only thing that matters, not what we say. First down
Yeah.
pass is complete for no gain. The pass completed to Corey Pottle right at the 40-yard line, so it stays pretty much where it was, and we're looking at second down and 10.
And the interesting thing that I'm noticing, Raj, is how this the momentum has just changed so quickly. And you know, it's really a credit to the Orchard coaching staff because you know they're going to maintain their composure. The kids have stuck with the game plan, run the football, let's do what we do best, play good defense, and right now it's showing.
They just won't let them get down. A lot of motion. It'd be against the beach, I'm pretty sure. Oh, now Brian Tucci says that we were drawn off, but no, it's against the beach. So they'll walk 5 yards off, and it'll be a second down and 5. Second and 5. The ball now sits at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, we must have somewhere a little over 3 minutes left, too, in the third quarter. Just joined us 16-16, Boothbay and Old Orchard.
Out of the I formation, Norton wants to throw, does. Looks for Garrett and overthrows. Nobody had a chance. Gerard was doing the coverage and was overthrown. So we set up a third down and 5.
Actually, the nearest intended receiver was the Old Orchard Beach Seagull mascot.
Yes, right.
But he's not on the program, so
Sandy
he's not
was right down there, and he
eligible
doesn't have a number anyway.
no, not eligible to catch the football today. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. It's really interesting, too, you know, with Boothbay, instead of running the football for a while and trying to do some of the other things, they're continually throwing the ball. A lot of clock stoppages going on.
That's true. And Norton throws again. He's hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Pottle, the intended receiver. He was being hit as he was trying to catch that pass, and of course, nothing happened. So we got a 4th and 5. Look for Boothbay to punt as another trail bike comes down our way.
And quarterback
decides to
Norton
stop.
is 0 for 5, too, in his third quarter, passing the football, so really hasn't gotten him anywhere.
Lorraine almost blocked, and it goes pretty much straight up and down. Comes down, takes a beach, bounces down at the beach 43-yard line, and that punt is good for 12 yards.
Well, just, you know, it looked like so much was going wrong for the Beach in the first half and the first part of the game. It seems like everything's starting to turn around.
3:34 left here in the third quarter, Andy, is our wonderful clock spotters down there.
And we pay them well.
Our clock spotters are down there telling us what's on the scoreboard, what's on the clock.
That's right.
First down for the Seagulls as they come back out here on offense. Gerard, bust loose. Oh, man, he was almost gone, Andy. One kid caught that ankle, and he went down. What a great burst of speed Dave Gerard shows what he can do. Picks up 9.
Yeah, well, he seems to be a player possessed out there in this quarter. I'll tell you, Raj. He's just running at will, and he's running with, I don't know if he can run with extra determination than what he usually has, but I'll tell you, he's putting the fire in the eyes now.
He sure is.
Putting the fear in the eyes of the Boothbay players.
You said it. 2nd and 1 as Jerry Hubbard splits wide down here at the bottom of your screen. Don hands off to brother Ralph. Ralph has the first down and more. Powers his way down to about the 42-yard line of the Seahawks.
We have Don Dubois limping back to the bench now. Not a good sign there.
Don Dubois takes more punishment in the course of the game than any 10 kids on this team, I'll tell you. And he just keeps bouncing back. You know, we don't talk enough about how tough a kid Don Dubois is. And
Only a junior, by the way.
That's right. And this kid's been doing it all last year, all this year, and he's something else. First down, Don with the option, keeps it. That's the kid that was limping a minute ago. He picks up another 7 or 8.
And we want to mention, too, Raj, he also plays defensively, and between each play, he's running back and forth to Kurt and getting a play normally.
That's right.
So, I mean, he could probably run the Boston Marathon and be in shape.
He has moved the ball down to the 34-yard line with that gain. And we're looking at a 2nd and 2, so Don picks up about 8. 2nd down and 2 yards. This is Gerard. Gerard cuts inside his block from Todd Paul, goes to the outside, still on his feet, dragged down, gets the first down. He'll be down to the 25-yard line with 1:54 left, Andy. Seahawk down on the play. Probably about 6 or 7. Yes, we're looking at the scoreboard. That's the Village Inn scoreboard. Those people that you see down there that Mark's zeroing in on, those are our timekeepers. They've been yelling up the minutes and so forth regularly, doing a wonderful job. We'd be lost without them. I mean it. We really would be lost without them. The Village Inn scorekeepers, time watchers. It's 16-16, kids, in a really tough football game from Boothbay Harbor. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon, standing on top of the bus.
Exactly. Temperatures have to be somewhere around 50 probably. Beautiful clear afternoon here in Boothbay. It was getting cool around halftime. Seemed like there was a cloud cover
it
here.
was. But Mark, like the good man he is, went down, got me a cup of coffee, and I feel much warmer now.
And he brought the sun back out.
I got the warm and fuzzies. And we've also got a first down. The ball is down there at about the 25-yard line. The Beach is on the move once again. The handoff is to Ralph inside. He'll pick up another 3 or 4. Down to, let's see where they spot it, maybe the 21-yard line. Looks like the 21, so let's call it a gain of 4, make it a 2nd and 6.
60 yards rushing for Ralph Dubois
That's
this
a good
afternoon.
afternoon.
He's really had a good afternoon.
When you consider the kind of running he has to do, 60 yards is tough to get. Now we got Gerard almost busting loose, hemmed in. He'll get down to the 20. Short of the first down, I would think, but we're getting there.
And almost every other play now, a Boothbay player seems to be down here. I don't know if it's just a thing to getting worn and beat up or what, but I think the cream is starting to rise to the top, I think.
Sure
and
is.
you can kind of see it as the flow goes on, as the game goes on. The Beach standing up, you know, they're all pumped up, ready to go, and Boothbay looks more tired and hurt. And
Let's spot the ball at the 16-yard line, gang, not the 20. That's the 16, and we're looking at a 3rd and 1. And the stoppage, of course, is for the Boothbay player who is slowly leaving the field. 3rd and 1 for the Seagulls. They're on about the 16-yard line on this good-looking drive as they attempt to break this tie. Dave Gerard with the ball, goes inside, outside, still on his feet, sweeps for the goal line. Will be short of that, but certainly has the first down and a lot more.
39 seconds left in quarter number 3, as the scorekeepers tell us. Dave Gerard, nice run around the right side, Raj, and it puts us about the, looking at the yard markers now.
We've got to be down around the 2 or 3 again,
Okay,
Andy. Again,
nice
I'm guessing.
14-yard run.
It's
First
first
and
and goal, and whatever that means, I'm not quite sure, but
Could be the last
They're
play of the
close.
quarter.
Ralph still on his feet. And we may have a touchdown, Andy. I can't tell you for sure.
Again, we can't.
The clock is running with about 20 seconds left in the third quarter. I guess he didn't score. I'm not sure, Andy. I'm really not sure.
We're at 15 seconds left in the quarter, Raj.
Okay, handoff again inside, and that is a touchdown. Or is it?
No signal yet.
No signal.
That's going to be the end of the quarter.
Right. We're still looking for a signal. We get none, so we're going to switch fields. Well, I assume he didn't score. Anyway, that ends quarter number 3. We've completed 3, and it looks like we still have a tie score over here. We'll be back with the fourth quarter, gang, right after this message.
Party cancels is where party people...
We're ready for the fourth quarter. We got a little bit of time out here in between as they move the chains and all that sort of stuff. The ball is sitting right on the goal line.
Right, the nose is right on the goal line. It's going to be third down. They'll have 2 cracks at it from that spot. And you got to remember, this game is tied, 16-16. So this is going to be a big score. We're starting the fourth quarter. And I think since the early part of this, actually since the turnaround of the halftime, I think it's just been the Beaches totally outplayed.
I'll tell you something. If the Beach crew is here, if you don't think you've seen a lot passing from Boothbay up to now, you're going to see a lot more in this quarter.
Yeah, he's thrown about 22 passes thus far, and I predicted somewhere around 25.
Yep.
And I think before it's over, it's going to be about 40.
Let's see if Ralph, no, it won't be Ralph. Who's it going to be? It'll be Don as he tries to bull his way in. I think he's got it. Well, what do we got? Still no signal.
Still don't see a signal. Heck, it seems like he went forward.
It sure seemed as though he went forward. They say no. We've got a penalty on the play.
Motion, I think, on the beach, Raj. Wow, that's going to be a big one.
It moves it back to the 5, or just in front of the 5. Yeah. So now I guess we're repeating third down.
Third and goal at the 5-yard line. That's a big call right there. There's your 22 points right there.
And now we've got 2 plays again to pick up 5 yards. And what offensive set are they going to go back into? Now they go back to the straight wishbone. Who's got it? Gerard's got it. Cuts back. David is in. Touchdown.
Beautiful running on the right side. Some good blocking, Raj, on the right side of that line. They just exploded off the right side. They weren't going to be kept out of the end zone that time, I think.
Todd Polk with another lead block. He just loves to block for his buddy Dave. And Gerard, a tough 5 straight forward. Well, gang, it's 22-16 as the Seagulls go back on top here in this very, very exciting football game from Boothbay Harbor. And now we go for the 2 or the 1. Let's see what they decide to do. I guess it'll be, well, the 1. Parker holds and Gerard attempts the kick. Maybe. No. Gerard throws. Does. Finds Polk. And it's blocked. Incomplete. Good attempt. You got to remember, Dave Gerard is a former quarterback, and he can throw the ball. But the ball is dropped, batted away.
I think there's 11:33 left.
I think
in
you're
the
about
fourth
right.
quarter.
That's what they're telling us. 11:33 left on the scoreboard, and our score here from Boothbay is Old Orchard Beach 22 and Boothbay 16. Let's take another short break. Give Mark a chance to adjust stuff, and also Mark back at the studio to pop in some commercials. We'll be back right after this. Seagulls once led this game 8-0. They then fell behind 16-8. Thing got tied up at 16, and now it's the Seagulls on top, 22-16 with this kickoff. Fielded and downed at the 35-yard line.
Rod, Dave Gerard again this afternoon has 20 out of the 22 points, plus he's also figured in the other 2. He threw to Hubbard on, I don't know if that was a set play, but there was a bad snap, and he athletic ability. You know, he knew what to do with it, saw Hubbard open, and a 2-point conversion there. So basically,
he's been involved in all of it.
Again, he usually is.
Yeah, that's right.
If he's not blocking, if he's not running, if he's not passing, if he's not catching, he's coaching probably something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he may do that too.
He's involved in the play all over.
There's a fumble. Norton picks it up, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you mentioned before, if you haven't seen throwing, if you haven't think you've seen throwing yet, you're going to see it now.
You're going to see it now. Guarantee it.
I think we have about 22 passes attempted so far by Norton. He's 0 for 5 in this quarter. I expect another 10 passes before this one's over, at least from him.
We've got a second down and 10. And let's see who he's got out there for favorite receivers. Well, he's got Pottle, number 30, likes to go over the middle. Lorraine is at the top of your screen. He's looking at him right now. Comes back to him, and it's incomplete. Nice adjustment by Don Dubois as he tried to pick that. Almost had it. It got to Lorraine, but Lorraine was distracted by Dubois' move and dropped the ball.
Yeah, and he's been good for at least 5 receptions this afternoon. That one, again, was that this cutting-in pattern.
Yep.
And ball, again, right in the numbers for him. Probably a ball he could have easily caught. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. A 3rd down passing situation. We might see a lot of clock stoppages here in this 4th quarter because I think there's going to be a lot of passes attempted.
3rd and 10. Norton's rushed, hit, and dropped. The ball is incomplete. Pass is incomplete. It was that typical over-the-middle pass to Pottle for the short yardage that they've been working on all day long, but this time nothing happened. And basically it's because of the big hit on
Bickford,
Norton.
I think, got to him, Raj.
I think you're right. And we're forced into a 4th down punt once again for the Seahawks. The punt is away, and that's a nice spiral. Forces Polk deep, comes up with it, however, comes back upfield, gets to the 40-yard line, and that's where he'll be stopped, and the Beach will go back on offense with good field position.
Very good field position. Defensively, what can you say about Orchard Beach? They were down 16-8. This team won't panic. You know, they're patient. They've also got some veterans on this team. With, I believe, 10:28.
10:48 or 10:28,
yeah,
one or the
left
other.
in the 4th quarter of action. They'll take over. Actually, they've controlled most of this football game. You know, other than a couple of mistakes they've made this afternoon. They seem to have cut down also on most of the penalties, the big ones anyways. They had that illegal procedure penalty that cost them a touchdown, but they came back and scored.
Exactly. 1st down for the Seagulls. They're at their own 40-yard line. Donnie looks back to throw. Goes deep. He's got Brian Tucci, who can't quite adjust to the pass. And it'll go incomplete.
All
you got to
alone,
remember,
yeah.
too, Andy, Brian looks back into the sun.
He was looking exactly. Plus, he had to turn his body completely around for the ball.
Right.
He was out there alone. The ball was just a little bit overthrown.
Flag is down.
It's going to be on Boothbay.
Is it?
I'm not sure if it's an unsportsmanlike.
I don't know yet.
Unsportsmanlike, I think, Raj.
Okay. So they're
yeah,
walking off 15 yards, Andy.
And it shows a sign of, I don't know if it's immaturity or what, but I mean not maturity because these guys are still in the football game. All they got to do is maintain their composure, and it seems like they're down by 3 touchdowns
Well,
the way
exactly.
they're playing out there.
All they need to do is get a touchdown and an extra point, you're ahead.
Exactly. You know, they see offensively, they're just trying to throw the ball in every play, get back in it one play, and defensively, they're getting a little frustrated.
Now we've got a 1st and 10 for the Seagulls at the Boothbay 45. It's a huge opportunity. And there goes Gerard. He gets a beautiful block again down the sidelines and out of bounds. What a great run once again by Dave Gerard. He's down around the 25-yard line. About 20 more yards for Dave. Maybe a yard less than that. Let's see.
Well, we'll give
on.
him 20 for the effort.
Yeah, let's see where they put it. Give him 15, Andy. I'm sorry. He went out of bounds at the 30. 15-yard run for Gerard, and we're at the 30-yard line. And man, oh man, the Seagulls are
80 yards
team,
rushing just in this half for him, for Gerard.
Todd Polk, he gets the block from Gerard, and Todd will get another 1st down.
Yeah, they're just blowing them at will, especially on the line. They're just opening some holes out there, Raj, just like they were last week.
Tremendous run.
Try to get a yard mark.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15. He's down about the 18-yard line, Andy. Picked up another 12 probably on that run.
10 minutes even to go in the regulation time, we should say, because there was possibility of overtime. Not the way this one's going right now.
We're at
Momentum
the
is changing.
18-yard line, and this is Gerard. Look out, boys and girls. A stiff arm. Touchdown.
Dave Gerard, what can you say right there? I told you, just don't leave your seats when he has the football. And, oh, the captains are taking over.
Have they ever?
9:44 it comes at, and the Beach is starting to open things up a little bit here. They woke up a sleeping giant, as I think. I think that's what
Exactly
happened.
right. Well, Dave Gerard does it again, kids. 18 yards on a very simple off-tackle play. The natives got very quiet on the other side of the field, Mark said. You said it, guys. And they're going to go for the one, it appears. Gerard is holding. The punt is up. The kick is up, and good as it bounces off the crossbar and over the other side.
Everything either goes wrong or goes right, and as you can see, when things go right, it goes right.
It is now 29-16 as the Seagulls have erupted here for 3 touchdowns in the second half and have gone up by 13 points in this football game.
Yeah, and I think the Boothbay crowd and the players are actually seeing the team that we've seen for most of the season has shown up here in the second half.
You said a mouthful. Welcome to reality if you're on the Boothbay side. 29-16, and the Seagulls are looking awfully good at this point.
You know, they have a show on one of the cable channels called The Real World. Well, I think we're here.
This is it.
But I'm just surprised that I don't know if it's their game plan anyways, but Boothbay seem to have just fallen apart. Offensively, they seem to just try to get in this game with like they were down by so much. Well, they're getting to that point.
Jerry Hubbard does the kicking, and it's away. Nice hit. Picked up by Averill. He's trying to come back upfield. We'll get a little bit, not much. Stopped down around the 30-yard line, and he's still down, by the way. At the 30-yard line. Now he's getting up. He'll be all right. So just over the 30, and that's where Boothbay goes back on offense. And expect, again, a lot of passing from Joe Norton as he tries to connect with his receivers to bring the ball upfield. They've had limited success running. They've tried, but it's been...
I just wonder if the coach, when he wants to him in the huddle, he calls, "Hey, Norton!"
Hey, Norton! Oh, man.
We had some Jackie Gleason talk on the way up here, so that's why I brought that up.
We were, in fact. This is, I believe, Hackett trying to run the ball. We'll pick up about 5.
No, I picked up about 7, actually.
Yeah, a little better than that. It wasn't Hackett. It was number 28, and I still don't know who that is. So it's second down and about 3, let's say. Or 4 or something, or 10 or 40. Or, I don't know. Second down.
Yeah, we're somewhere around the 9-minute mark, too,
Yes.
of the left in the football game.
Oh, man.
Oh, big, yeah.
Did you hear that? You saw it and you heard it. Defense comes up.
Yeah,
Big.
the bus shook on that hit.
It did. Scott Darling, I think, is the guy with the first hit, number 54, and he made no mistake.
It's amazing, though, when there's a player like a Gerard or a Polk or somebody who comes up with a big play, how everybody just feeds off that. And then the defense hits a little harder, the tackles are a little
Isn't that
crisper, the
true?
ball just goes up in the air a little better.
Yeah.
You know?
Loss on the play. We got it
Yeah.
about 3rd and maybe
Football
5.
hits the post and bounces the right way.
That's right. That's right. 3rd and 5. Norton is going to throw. And it's up for grabs. Incomplete. Well, it's a 4th down.
Good coverage by Dubois and getting the other young man, Dubois, Ralph. The Dubois brothers, I think, are getting involved.
Indeed. 8:24, our spotters tell us. Left here in this 4th quarter. And
And the clock stops.
Yep, Boothbay will be punting again. They've done that several times this afternoon. And there's time being called on the field. That's fine as far as I'm concerned, because I'm sure Mark would like to pop in some more commercials. So let's take a break. We'll be back with more 4th quarter action from Boothbay Harbor right after this. The 4th down, and we assume Boothbay will be punting as Mark took a look at good old Sandy, the Seagull. He's down there.
He's giving the offensive signals right now.
Yeah.
For Boothbay, I think.
Yeah, giving somebody the bird. Lorraine does the punting, but the Beach isn't convinced he's going to do that. Everybody got up close, and he does get rid of it. It bounces and takes a nice Boothbay bounce. Gerard picks it up and says, whoops, this is the whole Boothbay team after me, but that's all right. I've outrun them before.
Yeah, be a penalty on the Beach, Raj.
Yeah.
A little bit of celebrating going on after the play, and I think the official waited till the celebration was going on to throw the flag. It was a good hit, but then the celebrating may have caused the flag.
May have done it. The ball, the flag comes down at the 49.
8:08 left in quarter number 4, and I think that'll be unsportsmanlike on the Beach, I believe.
Okay. The flag went down around the 48-yard line or so. And Broderick is coming off the field saying, I don't know what they're throwing it for. Wasn't on me, but they're explaining life to him right now on the
it's going to be
sideline.
clipping on the Beach.
Right.
I saw the hit, and the Boothbay kid went down. Then I saw the celebration, and then I saw the flag. So I just thought maybe, you know.
They got him for the celebration.
Got him for the celebration. But
Gotcha. Well, it brings the ball way back to the Seagull 20-yard line or so. In fact, I think just about right on the 20. And with 8 minutes or so left in this football game, the Seagulls are on offense with a 13-point advantage in this game from Boothbay. Handoff, I believe, is Polk, and Todd will get 7 maybe, and there's another flag that goes down.
Oh, well. There's really been a war going on with the officials this afternoon between some of the players and the coaches and the official. I think on both sides, actually, because I saw the Boothbay coach, too, get into it with an official earlier on. And these guys just aren't putting up with anything. You know, I think if you basically move your chin strap, you're going to get called this afternoon.
Unbelievable. There's a call on Don Dubois, apparently, for having said something. And he's still saying he never said a word, but nevertheless, they're walking off 15 as I guess it's a personal foul. Well, whatever. He said something, and they didn't like it, whatever it was. So it's second down, and okay. Time is still running down. We're a little better than 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
It really has been an experience up here too. It seems like we're in a jungle somewhere trying to do a game in a field, like in somebody's backyard.
Yeah. It's been
the
fun.
field, you know, I'm not trying to say anything bad here, but it's in horrible condition.
Yeah.
We walked across it, and I think Kurt and I talked about it on the field, and I thought, I don't know much. I haven't played football, but I thought it was me. But he said, no, you're right. The field is
It was
terrible.
in terrible condition. Well, we got a second, and I'm guessing around 16, 17 yards to go, as Gerard picks up about 5 or so. Well, let's give him 7 and call it a third down and 10.
Third and long, and I don't think you can expect too much throwing on the way of Orchard Beach. They don't want to really make a mistake here and get Boothbay right back into the football game. All it would take would be one mistake.
That's right. The ball's about the 20-yard line. And it's a third and 10, as I said. Gerard David comes back, slides forward for another 5 or so, but it'll be a fourth down and about 5 yards to go. So look for the Seagulls to punt.
I don't remember the Beach punting too much this afternoon, if any.
No, I don't think they have. I don't think they have.
A lot of times they've been 4th and 3 or 4th and 4 deep in the Boothbay.
Right,
They
and
haven't
so
had
they've
to
gone.
punt.
Right, they've gone for it on those cases.
But again, that's going to bring up now about a 4th and 6 or 7, 6 maybe.
Maybe 6. It's Jerry Hubbard dropping back to punt. They tried to draw the